prime minister's prime ambition. Russia's Vladimir Putin mentors his president as Ukraine's Yulia Tymoshenko squares off with hers. Brothers in power, Raúl Castro takes Cuba forward from the revolutionary legend of Fidel. Axis of Unity, Venezuela's Hugo Chavez and Iran's Mahmoud Ahmadinejad try to set the world spinning against the US. But our first team of rivals, after bitter words on the campaign trail, how will diplomacy play out for America's new Commander-in-Chief and his new Secretary of State? All this and more coming up on World Insight. It's a new year here in China, and as such, World Insight brings you a special festival holiday program. Well, we're going to depart from our usual format as we focus today on 4 pairs of leaders in world politics. Partners or rivals, we're going to find out, but they're drawn together by different issues and different agendas. They all share one thing, though: their rise and fall have been accompanied by important international events, signaling a shift in world politics. We start with US President Barack Obama and his new Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. They'll surely be the brightest stars in international politics. An African American and a woman, a team of rivals. Will Mrs. Clinton complement or undermine Obama's administration? Is this a marriage made in heaven or a marriage made in hell?
My fellow citizens, I stand here today humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you have bestowed, mindful of the sacrifices borne by our ancestors.
It's the moment he's been waiting and working for.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
Barack Obama, the first black U.S. president. The son of a white mother and a Kenyan father, he spent part of his childhood in Hawaii. The political world of Washington seems a long way from the surfer's paradise. Obama came into the spotlight in 2004 when he was elected Senator of Illinois. But his rapid rise also meant he was new in foreign affairs. And during the presidential primaries, he was scoffed by rival Hillary Clinton.
We're doing what we want to do for America. So shame on you, Barack Obama.
In contrast, Clinton has had an international profile since 1992. As First Lady, she visited 80 countries. And as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, she oversaw the American military machine. But Obama once dismissed her foreign policy experience as consisting of having tea with ambassadors.
Today we say with one voice, give us.
Nowhere did Obama and Clinton attack each other more brutally last spring than on the question of who is best equipped to handle international relations in a dangerous world.
It's a choice between going into this election with Republicans.
But once Obama secured the nomination, the bad blood appears to be forgotten.
The time has come for a new beginning, a new dawn of American leadership to overcome the challenges of the 21st century and to seize the opportunities embedded in those challenges.
Mr. President-elect, I am proud to join you on what will be a difficult and exciting adventure in this new century.
Obama has said he and Clinton share a vision for U.S. foreign policy, or they wouldn't work together. And this statement is about to be tested. The president has inherited a number of pressing issues: the Gaza conflict, the global economic crisis, and wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
There's going to be a lot of competition for the 3 a.m. phone call.
But Clinton seems confident about dealing with these challenges. In testimony before the Senate, she pledged to apply smart power.
We must use what has been called smart power, the full range of tools at our disposal: diplomatic, economic, military, political, legal, and cultural.
With the team of rivals now installed in office, they are being closely watched by the world. But will they be able to put their past behind them? Only time will tell.
Well, there's a long tradition going all the way back to John Quincy Adams and Henry Clay of treating the State Department as something of a consolation prize. For Clinton, that prize means the beginning of hard work, though. And for Obama, it means testing his choice. Welcome back to World Insight. And if you just joined us, we're talking about 4 pairs of world leaders. Here's our next. Since the start of the year, Russia and Ukraine have had a dispute over gas pricing that's impacted millions of homes throughout Europe. The crisis has thrust the leaders of both countries into the spotlight of European politics. Among them, Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian counterpart Yulia Tymoshenko, who both standing at the front line. The 2 prime ministers both have a strong personal character and both harbour big political ambitions.
For many Europeans, the winter of 2009 may be the coldest they've ever known. And the relationship between Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko and her Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin felt as icy as it ever has in the past.
Only a few years ago, it would be inconceivable, even in our nightmares, that Russians and Ukrainians would be fighting each other.
Putin took a tough stance in the gas talks with Ukraine. And his strong image has repeatedly been shown since he became president. Putin took office in 2000. Russia was in a time of political turmoil and economic collapse. But the little-known leader vowed to make changes. 8 years later, at the last annual Kremlin news conference of his presidency, Putin said he'd made good on his word.
I'm satisfied with the results of my work. I think that the Russian people, as my employers and electors who voted for me twice as the President of the Russian Federation, are generally satisfied.
In the 8 years, Putin has delivered political calm and a 7% annual growth rate. More importantly, the leader has ended a century of Western ability to influence Russia's internal development and led a country which shows new confidence on the global stage. Now, as Prime Minister, Putin has shown different sides of his character. On October the 7th last year, Putin turned 56. He received a 2-month-old female tiger cub as a birthday present. At his residence outside Moscow, Putin introduced the tiger cub to the media gathered there. Also in October, Putin released a DVD in which he features as a judo expert. Even more recently, Putin demonstrated his previously unknown artistic side to the public. One of his paintings, titled Pattern, was sold for more than $1 million at a charity auction. It was the most expensive painting ever sold in Russia. Putin's charisma may have extended to more fields, but his political style as a leader has never changed. Since he handed the presidency to Dmitry Medvedev last year, the two have run the country in tandem. Medvedev has continued Putin's path of regaining Russia's once strong global influence. At the end of last year, Russia extended its presidential term from 4 to 6 years, a move seen as paving the way for Putin's return to the presidency. But Putin said 2012 was still a long way off.
The next elections in the Russian Federation are in 2012, and I think that everyone should carry on with their own duties and shouldn't be preoccupied with what will happen in 2012.
Some say Medvedev and Putin represent the double-headed eagle on the country's national emblem. In 2009, the eagle will continue to influence world politics as it did in the past year.
Well, Putin and Tymoshenko share some similarities. They're both strong prime ministers with a tough political style, but their positions on domestic issues are quite different. Putin and Medvedev work as close partners, but Tymoshenko and Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko are considered political rivals to a very large extent.
Tymoshenko is seen as many as a fashion icon. Her brand name clothes and hairstyle mean she constantly attracts media coverage.